I do hope to see you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Mortgage Coach Tuesday interview. For over a decade, we've been interviewing the best loan officers, mortgage leaders, change agents, authors, with the goal of making mortgage professionals more successful. We talk a lot about being a modern mortgage professional, and modern is high touch, high tech. Today, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to focus more on, high touch, high tech, probably a little bit of both. But we've got a very special guest, Cindy Ertman. Welcome to the Mortgage Coach.
Dave, I love being part of your community. As you know, I'm like one of your biggest fans. And certainly when I was on the front line of my mortgage career, my partner and I used Mortgage Coach. We did our TCAs on 100% of our clients. And it's just served us in such a big way to build and grow our business. So as you know, and I'm just so grateful to have you as a friend. It's been fun to watch your growth over the years and fun to grow together. So thanks for having me. I love being here.
Yeah, well, one thing I was thinking about as we were getting ready for this, I was thinking of all the people that have ever worked for you. They all use Mortgage Coach, and there are countless loan officers that have been part of your team, part of your region, and everybody you've ever coached. I'm like, I really can't think of a lot of people that have been a better change agent to drive this movement of every borrower can achieve financial freedom. And part of the job of a mortgage professional is to give the advice and help people achieve more than just a loan, but to achieve financial freedom. So thank you for that, Cindy.
Well, 100%. It's always fun, Dave, because I have Mortgage Coach, and you've been so gracious to come on and help train some of my coaching clients. And it's been really great because, there are a lot of people that will invest in the program like Mortgage Coach and don't use it, right? And so it's a matter of gaining adoption and getting people comfortable with the how. And I always find that after you do those calls, and for those that weren't using it or maybe didn't have it yet, they're all like, I get it now. And it's been so fun to see people go, it's just too hard to, oh my gosh, I've done 400 in the last year and it's changed the game. So everything new when it comes to technology takes a little bit of time to adopt, but it's so worth it in the long run because like more than ever, that differentiator is so big, and technology is one of the best ways we can do it. And it sets you apart in such a big way, as you know. So that's why I'm such a big proponent, and I don't let my clients off the hook. Like it's kind of like a non-negotiable that they use Mortgage Coach.
I just pulled up this little photo, and I posted this on social media yesterday. It's got like this hill, it's got this hill, and it says difficult in the middle. And on the left side, it says things are difficult before they are easy, on the other side, before they are easy. Like that's just everything you're going to hear. Like Cindy is going to share some amazing ideas. She's going to be talking about things that they could be new skills that you need to learn. They could be new habits that you need to create, and that they'll be difficult until they're easy. But take good notes. Don't multitask. Another little interesting thing about Cindy is just about every time I interview her, it's one of the most watched videos of the year. And there's one that I think it's one of the top 10 most viewed videos ever. I'll pull that up in a minute. Do you remember the title of what that one was?
That was 7 Steps to 7-Figure Mortgage Success. That was fun.
One of the all-time most watched interviews that I've done. I'll put a link to it down below. While it's a few years old, I guarantee you everything that was said in that is still gold. Linda just said, Cindy, she's the best coach. That's one more thing, guys. This is a mastermind style conversation. So if you want to ask a question or you want to call something out, put it in chat. I'll be checking it out. So Cindy, let's get into the conversation at hand. You and I scheduled for you to come on to the show and do an hour, but you picked the topic, you picked the headline. Why did you pick this topic and this headline for today?
When I'm coaching clients, Dave, both in my mastermind and privately, how I develop training guides is because when I find myself kind of coaching around the same topic when I find myself coaching on the same topic over and over and over, I'm realizing that there's a need, right? And one of the things that kept coming up, like obviously in 2020 and 2021, no one had time to market their business, right? There was no feasible time. So marketing kind of went right out the window for the most part. It was just a matter of how do we stay afloat and get as many people, into new mortgages as possible. But what happened is we transitioned into this new market. Is marketing is really, it's absolutely critical to be successful today, to get out in front of more people in a meaningful way. And people lost a lot of connection with their key referral partners. And obviously we've got to cast a wider net today to gain greater market share. So I became really passionate about helping people market in an easy way, because if things aren't easy, people don't do it, right? So I started thinking about, I had made marketing easy for my own team, because as a professional who was doing 200 million in personal production, I had to create systems and processes around everything that I did. And marketing was no different. And I literally was thinking about how simple it was. And what I would do, and I've got a training guide that I'm going to share with you all, and you guys can get a copy of it if you'd like it. But what I was thinking about, what I did is I would just use like a Word doc candidly at the time. And I would just like write down January, February, March, and we would meet for 90 minutes and develop our 12-month marketing plan in December for the following year. And that it was so simple because we had a system and a process around it. I had my executive assistant help keep me on track, because everything that went into our calendar, then she put into my physical calendar and held me accountable for the deliverables. And she had a piece that she delivered on. So it made it very simple, because the only way I could do the volume that I did was to have processes around everything I did. So I thought I really wanted to share this, because even yesterday I had done a team call for one of my coaching clients that I've been coaching for a couple of years. And she was telling me how valuable that was for the team. And after the call, they developed their marketing calendar and they're set for the entire first part of the year. They just led their first event with 30 realtors, knocked it out of the park, and have requests for them to do this over and over again. They brought an appraiser in. So I thought, all right, this is perfect timing. So I'm going to just jump in and kind of share my calendar here.
Hey, before, first of all, before you do that, one question. Yes. It's how to build your referral network with a simple strategic marketing plan. Referral network, if you could just define that. I mean, a lot of people, realtors are the alpha partner, but if you could just define referral network around this plan. Is it just real?
I always look at our clients, Dave. Like, I don't always look at the clients as the person that we are doing the mortgage for, right? I look at the client really as the person that's referring the business into us, because, obviously we want to develop a really great ultimate client experience. And many people have an experience, but it may not be mapped out. It may not be a process in a system. Sometimes it's by happenstance, right? But the referral partner network for me, I did focus primarily on realtors, because statistically they still provide the largest and greatest amount of lead flow. Obviously, I have mortgage people that I coach that do not like working with the real estate community. I was not one of them, because I believe, just like mortgage professionals or anything else in the world, that they're still great people to work with, but you got to find your tribe. And if you're doing and providing a service that's of incredible value to your realtor partners, they will want to work with you. I was talking to a potential new client yesterday, and he was talking about that he's basically turned the spigot off because his realtors want to work with him and he doesn't have any more bandwidth. And I'm like, those are good problems to have, right? Because he's created so much value in his marketplace that he is being sought after for realtors that want to work with him. I also developed a very strong network with my financial planner, who went on to, he's probably bought 20 different companies over the last several years. And when I started working with my financial planner, he was just a local independent financial planner who controlled his own destiny, that had about 8 financial planners working for him. I actually found him on Google. Like, I actually searched him. He had great reviews. I had contacted 5 financial planners. I have a whole financial planner script as well that I turned the tables, right? I was going to provide leads to this financial planner. I was not going to my financial planner to ask him to provide leads for me. That came later. But I was seeking a great financial planner to be able to refer my referral network to a great financial planner if they needed that service. And I ultimately found Brian, who is my financial planner to this day. I presented to his office meetings twice a year. And we got more leads from that financial planner than I probably ever got from one single realtor. So, and also divorce attorneys, we went down a path. I established a network group early on in my career that I ran. We met for lunch once a month. I had 15 local business owners. And so I was also reaching out to these people to put them into my network group. And those people went on to be a little army of referral partners for me, over the years. It was kind of like the Cindy Ertman version of BNI. So anyway, I just always am like, if you got to create something, I just create it myself so I can make my own rules.
All right. So here's my ask to everyone watch this, because I'm super curious. In this market, right time, what are your top 2 referral sources? Cindy had said clearly she found her tribe. I hope everybody wrote that down. You gotta find your tribe, and she found the kinds of realtors that she wanted to do business with, and then she had a financial planner that was literally her single best referral partner. Back in my day, I had a number of financial planners and CPAs that would refer me over 20 transactions a year. Like, that was my peak partnership. Someone that referred me so often, so quality, that I would close 20 loans in a single year from them. I only had 3, but I had a few. So who are your best partners? Are they realtors? Are they financial planners? Are they CPAs? Are they some type of an attorney or something else? If you could put that in chat, I would love to just see who are your top 10 referral partners. And if it is just realtors, like 95% of all your business comes from realtors, just say realtors. All right, Cindy, let's get into how to make it simple and make it easy.
Absolutely. All right. Just let me know that you can see.
Realtors. Cindy is a legend, the best. Cindy is the best coach. So you've definitely got some of your tribe in chat, and we've got some people that are telling us what they're doing. So thank you guys. Keep letting us know who your top referral partners are.
So again, this guide came about by just my clients kind of over and over asking, how to build a simple marketing plan. Because I would always ask them, do you have a plan? They would say, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do this marketing, or I need to get a marketing assistant. So I always help them drill down on, okay, what is it that you actually need? And so obviously these are just reminders, but I put a list together of many of the things that we did to market my own business. And I actually love marketing. It is one of my natural gifts. I actually thought I was going to have a career in marketing. So I decided just to, be able to bring my marketing skill into my mortgage career. And to me, marketing is fun because it's creative and it doesn't have a lot of rules around it, right? You can create a lot of your own rules today, and having social media as a platform is a no-brainer to be able to market your business successfully. But I find that, like anything else in this business, as you all know, there's so much that we've got to do that marketing sometimes becomes, a curse for many loan originators because they really don't know how to do it and they're looking for an easy fix. So I want you to just think about this being a really simple way, and you can create this around a system that really works for you, and you can expand as you go. But these are some of the things that I did, and obviously you're doing still today. So social media marketing, it's a blessing and a curse, certainly for me. I know for many of us, but it's here to stay. And I just think we've got to take it very seriously. And I coach many people, Dave, that still are not adopters of social media. And the reason that I believe it's so keenly important, even if you don't want to be a master at social, is your clients are on it, your referral partners are on social, and it's a relevancy factor. It's like using Mortgage Coach, right? It makes you relevant in a noisy marketplace. I'll tell you, when I get a new client, the first thing I do is go to their social channels to see if they're active on social and to see what kind of content they're posting. So people are paying attention. I was coaching a new client a few months ago, and I went and looked at his Facebook page, and he had a page. I mean, he had an account, but he had no picture on it, didn't have his company, didn't have his title. I go, why even have an account? But I said, look, you don't have to use it every day, but you do have to get a picture on there. You got to have your NMLS number. You've got to have a blurb about what it is that you do and your company, and post 3 times a week. Post a picture of your dog or what you did over the weekend or playing golf, or doesn't have to be, mortgage videos, but get something on there that shows that you are relevant in today's world. We know video marketing is number one. Go ahead, Dave.
I just want to ask you, one of the things I've been doing, one, with my own marketing mix, and 2, when I am coaching people is really break up social media marketing and email marketing and database marketing, and not just saying it general like that, but like Facebook. Facebook is a strategy and it's marketing. LinkedIn, Instagram. And then when I think of video, I don't think of just video. I think of, oh, there's BombBomb videos, there's mortgage coach videos, there's text videos, there's
Right.
YouTube videos. And I really am almost proposing that everybody starts looking at the marketing mix, and you make each one of those things an individual category, and rather than kind of bulk them out like this. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
No, 100%. And you use them for different reasons, right? I mean, look, I started on Facebook, and I remember back in the Lone Toolbox days, I was a Facebook guinea pig to actually go through training and be a leader in terms of starting to use Facebook when Facebook first hit the marketplace. So Facebook is something that's just super comfortable for me. My personal page, I manage myself. I post my life and my business, and I've got a great following there. Instagram is completely different. I'm still not a TikTok user, but it is coming. I'm not oblivious to how important that is as a network now, and it's growing in a really big way. To your point, I was just at Neil Denger's conference in Vegas, and when Gary Vee was on stage, he said the 3 number 1 things that we need to focus on right now is Facebook fan pages, short YouTube videos, and TikTok. He said a lot of the other platforms are going to diminish over time, but that TikTok's going to be here to stay, and it's going to grow in, just unimaginable ways. So those are things that we want to pay attention to, right? The trends in social media. And to your point, what are you actually going to do with these networks? I'm kind of obsessed now with like having a bigger presence on YouTube, because that isn't a swipe channel, right? That is an evergreen model that sticks with us. So it's a great education tool. So that's something that I'm personally focused on, but I love the idea, Dave, of breaking it down and chunking it down into categories. And maybe you're going to pick categories, right, that work for you.
Yeah, and it's channels. And so, guys, I want you. That's another ask for those of you who put realtors in and shared what you're doing. Rebecca says past clients, agents, and financial planners. Thank you, Rebecca. I want to know, what are your top 2 or 3 channels? And don't say social media. If you're doing Facebook, let us know that. If you're, and I do think YouTube is really 2 things. There's the YouTube how to, and I think that's kind of mortgage coach. We're long form how to's in interviews. And one of our goals is to have more short form. We're kind of debating, are we just going to have a playlist? So mortgage coach YouTube channel with that playlist, or are we going to have a whole nother YouTube channel that's all a bunch of short form videos? But what are your top 3 channels? So Charlotte said LinkedIn and Instagram. And remember, guys, email. I think we need to start thinking marketing. It's a couple Facebook channels and strategies. Email is a channel. Who's not sending emails strategically? Text is a channel. So Facebook, email, video. And Monique, I would ask you to get more specific around video. Is that text video? Is that BombBomb video? Is that mortgage coach video? And my guess is it's probably a couple different video channels and strategies. All right, keep it going, Cindy, and audience, guys, keep giving us your interaction feedback, and feel free to ask Cindy a question.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously video for me is a blessing and a curse too, but it's something that I know is necessary. And I look, when it gets to be too big for you, that's when you need to, as Stacia Weisher always says, write the check, right? You got to get somebody on your team that can help you execute your social channels in a meaningful way. And I know for me, I'm changing it up right now, because the one thing that drives me crazy, Dave, is just the posting on the side, like checking the box. Okay, I posted on Tuesday. To me, it's about creating value in the posts that we put out into the world, right? And so if we're not posting something personal, if we're doing some sort of education, I want it to be valuable, and I want to create engagement, because I'm a relationship guru. I love relationship. It's my jam. So I want to connect with people. I want to learn about people's lives and their stories very deeply. It's really important to me. So the interaction part of social media on all channels is keenly important. So it's not to be forgotten. It's not just posting, but if you're not interacting with your audience, I was just advising one of my clients yesterday, and she's been in the business 25 years. I said, I want you to go pick 20 new realtors because she wants to expand her realtor base. I said, go pick 20 new realtors, go connect with them on your social channels. And your job over the next 30 days is to comment at least twice a week on every single one of their social channels, not to like their posts, but you are to engage with them. I built more realtor partners doing that when I first started with Facebook, and then ultimately got amazing meetings with people that I built a social relationship with. So it makes it a warm call when you call them 30 to 45 days in, and we pay attention to those people that are commenting on our posts. We all do. We don't always pay attention to the like or the heart, but we pay close attention to those people that are engaging with us more than once on our social channels. Database marketing, Dave talking about email marketing, 100%. It was part of my plan. It's still today a consistent part of my plan. I get more leads off my email marketing than any other marketing I do. I'm going to repeat that. I get more leads on email marketing than anything else. And if you are not consistently marketing, not only to your past client database and to your realtor partners and to your business contacts, you know, I had 4 primary databases that I marketed to consistently. I'll get into that in a minute, but one was my Cindy Ertman closed loan database. I had my realtor database. I marketed to 100 realtors. I probably only work with 25, but I marketed to 100 twice a month via email. And that was consistent in my calendar on the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month. I wrote my own emails. I did not do drip campaigns. I did a few, but my primary email communication was just sharing what was going on with the marketplace, and I kept it super simple. So I think email marketing is terribly important. Another thing I love, Dave, I want to share, I had Kelly Zitlow on doing her strategy around how she built her business and increased 35% using YouTube, right, as an education channel. But what she did is she sent her YouTube videos to her entire past client database to get them to subscribe to her YouTube channel, thus expanding her business exponentially. Great idea that I'm going to use that specifically. So I love that idea, Kelly. And then direct mail marketing. A lot of people today go total old school. We're not going to send direct mail. I keep every piece of direct mail I get from realtors in my Manhattan Beach market because I'm curious about our market. I like seeing what properties are selling for around me. I want to know what's happening with property values in my market, right? So I'm telling you, I have not gotten a piece of mail from a mortgage professional in probably a year. It's a big mistake. Even when I did it monthly for many, many, many years. Then my database, my past clients, I got up to 4,500 and it just got too expensive. So I marketed quarterly with a 5.5 by 8 color postcard. I did them simply. I printed them at Got Print and shipped them out. And a lot of places now you can upload your database and they'll drop ship them for you. But getting in front of your clients through hard mail is still, every single time I did it, I got traction and I got transactions out of it. I got new loans. So we've got to hit people through different mechanisms today to stay in front of them. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
So this may be part of your little care package here, but if not, would you mind having someone on your team take a picture of one of your mail pieces and 100%. Take a picture of one of your emails, like let's just say an email that really was responsive for you, and share it in our Facebook group? Are you cool with sharing that?
Happy to. I have a whole binder behind me of all the postcards that I sent. I designed them all myself. So
I would love to see that, because, and that's another push to the audience. If you're having success with DM direct mail, let us know. I have a feeling that is, well, I know it is, I just haven't done it, so I can't prove it. But one of the things we're thinking about at Mortgage Coach is coming out with a new product where you can print a TCA. And so literally within Mortgage Coach, hey, it's a link and it's digital, and yeah, you can print it to your own printer, but we're actually thinking of coming up with a print feature that does direct mail. That thing that we used to have called Rate Watch, which is just really a mortgage review. We're thinking about having a printed version of that. So anyone listening, if you'd love for us to prioritize that, put more energy in coming up with some printed features of Mortgage Coach reports and annual reviews, let us know. We'll prioritize that. Jeff Mayer said yes. Really good idea, Dave. Thank you, Charlotte. Jeffrey said same with email. So someone validates what Cindy said. So what is working best for you? You know, what's giving you more leads? Cindy Ertman said her single most responsive, highest result marketing activity is still email. So, right, Cindy, that's what you said. Like you're getting the most ROI on email today.
We are, and because we've changed up our email format, we went from getting about 17% open rate to about 50%. So that's really improved a lot. Like we improved our craft. We studied email marketing, right? And became better at that craft. So it's, you know, and it's funny because I need to do a better job personally of sharing some of the things that we do and how, but I'll give you an example, real time. So I just went on vacation. I was in Hawaii and we had a team meeting yesterday, and my director said to me, hey, I think there's some great lessons in some of the things you posted that you did in Kauai. And she said, you know, we talked to our marketing person. They thought it'd be a great idea to have you tell a couple stories about your vacation. So I said, well, I'll do that. And so the best way for me to do that, and it was great because I just sent it to my assistant this morning, is when I got up this morning, and I have a very busy day today, but the first thing I did is I pulled out my voice text on my iPhone, and all I did was record 2 different stories and a couple of lessons, and I sent them off to them. Now an email will be created because of those stories, right? But I gave them the content, and it took me exactly 1 minute. So I mean, these are the things that you can do more simply. We make it too hard, right?
So guys, that's another little Cindy Ertman hack. And I do this all the time when it comes to team management, team leadership. I'll use that voice memo feature in the actual text. And sometimes when I want to kind of ramble and do like a 3-minute direction piece, if you have an iPhone, there's an actual app called Voice Memo.
It's called Voice Memo. Yeah.
Yeah, Voice Memo. And then I'll do it. Because the bummer when you hit the feature in the text and get an incoming call, it's like you could be a minute. Cindy, has ever happened to you? Like in a minute to giving direction, and all of a sudden a call comes in and
Yes.
You know, you got to redo it. So guys, that's an awesome little hack for all of you that have teams. Use that feature. It's crazy cool. And then also, Cindy, tell me if you're doing this with your realtor partners and people that you have a relationship with. Like to me, it's 2 new channels. You know, one where I go to text, I click on video, I just take my phone, I hold it against the wall, and I do a voice video. And then I also do that voice memo with my partners, you know, with people that I'm strategic with. And so I feel like that's 2 more channels, text video, text audio, and doing it through the platform. I mean, like those are channels that, I don't know, if I was a loan officer operating in today's market, there would never be a day that goes by where I would not do a voice video or a voice text. And I'd probably have it as a goal to do 3 to 5 of them a day personally. What is your thought on that, Cindy?
I think it's imperative. You know, I mean, we did a whole training, you know, last year when there were so many multiple offers, we did a whole training on how to get your offer accepted. And every single offer, like we were like pushing every single loan originator to do a, you know, text video to every single listing agent about the offer, about the client, about the buyer's agent, and just really to give them a sense of who you are, who you're working with, how strong the clients are. Because again, to be able to get in front of someone in that way, and it's like, yeah, we used to call the listing agent, and that's great. And many people were still calling, many weren't even calling, but we always called the listing agent. But what a difference it made. I mean, really top professionals. I remember $150 million originator. She'd adopted it in like 2 days. And that weekend, she sent like 5 video text messages out to listing agents on offers. She got 4 out of 5 accepted, and she was sold. So if you're not using video text, you are missing the boat. You think about calling 10 agents and wanting to get a meeting with them, and you do it via video text versus a text or an email, night and day. Because look, it's all about energy, right? Relationship is energy, and you can't feel someone's energy in a text or an email. Sometimes our energy is, you know, greatly misconstrued in email, or, you know, versus when they can see you have a smile on your face. I do encourage you to smile during video, makes a big difference. it shows a part of your personality. And the thing that was amazing was how many of our clients got a response with the listing agent saying, that's flipping amazing. They sent it to the seller and they said, by the way, I'd love to meet with you. It got so many people meetings with the selling agent, excuse me, with the listing agent, because they were so impressed with the video. So like integrating that in, it's so simple. You're going to send a text anyway. Why not just pick up your phone and don't overthink it? I don't overthink it at all anymore. I don't even care. I don't care what I look like. It is what I look like. So, you know, and if you care what you look like, there's a lot of filters you can run it through in 1 second. Okay. So that's the other part.
I
But really,
just had this deja vu of an interview I had with Jeremy Forcier. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was in the past. And we were talking about, high touch, high tech experience. And I asked Jeremy the question, what are the three, or, what's the most important, and I don't know if I said tools, but things that make you successful. And I was expecting him to say, my CRM, mortgage coach, and he just thought for a minute and he goes, number one most important thing, it's my energy. It's how I show up for the day. It's how I show up in every conversation I have. And then was super clear and confident. He said, number two, it's my phone. And to me, I had not even expected either one of those things because, okay, it starts with energy. And then let's face it, we're in sales, guys. It starts, number two, it's the phone. And you know what number three was? It was mortgage coach. And he's like, those are the three things that I can do without everything else. I can't be successful without my energy. I can't be successful without the phone, and I can't deliver advice and value without mortgage coach. So that brings up one thing, Cindy, just to give you a little hard time here, is I don't see mortgage coach on this list of strategic marketing things. What's up with that?
well, I don't know. So it's going to be added next now. But
Yeah, right.
Mortgage coach is 100% a part. We were doing overarching. I wasn't doing the drill down to the specific program. So it'll be added.
No, but I want to, I bet you if we show, if even people, Jeremy, Dan Keller, the best loan officers that do the most loans, they think of marketing and selling and transactions in silos. And I think mortgage coach either gets put in the selling silo or the transaction silo, like, oh, I need that to do a loan. Oh, I need that to sell and drive conversion. And this is another message I would give to everyone right now, guys. We are not in the marketing business. We're not in the mortgage business. We're in the experience business. And you need to start thinking about all of these things as one experience. Your point of sale app, where you give families a link and you make it easy for them to loan.
Well, and I guess the thing is, Dave, honestly, when you're a mortgage coach user, like it wasn't something that even went on our marketing calendar because it was part of our customer experience.
Day-to-day rhythms.
That was, we did it every day. It wasn't like we did it twice a month. That was an automatic on every client. So when you become a mortgage coach user and you're doing TCAs for your clients, it's not, I didn't look at it as part of my marketing plan. Yes, strategically, it definitely was. It was part of our customer experience and part of our education. So 100%, because for us, it wasn't something that ever went on the calendar because it was a non-negotiable on 100% of our clients. So a little bit different, but really quick here, because I want to get through these. I do have another training at 10 too. So I want to make sure that I get through these for all of you.
Education. By the way, guys, that was code. Cindy's a great leader. That was code for Dave. Quit asking questions.
No, not at all. Not at all. I love questions.
Right, keep it going. Let's go.
But education and workshops, to all of you, I'm telling you, when I have probably 10 clients right now, I'm not exaggerating, that are having the best months of their entire career in this market. I've got other people whose business is off almost 70, 60, 50%. And yet I've got a handful of people who are up 20 to 35% in this market. And I'm so curious about what they're doing. And number one of the things they're doing is they are educating in a much bigger way. Yes, they are using Mortgage Coach 100% of the time. They are studying, they are following blogs, they're following newsletters, they're following market news. They are becoming complete and utter students of the industry and what's going on daily. And they're educating their referral partners and their clients, and they're getting comfortable. They're helping them get comfortable with making decisions to buy now. And that's because they're educating themselves and they are doing events. They're getting out in front of realtor partners consistently, and they are killing it because so much of their competition has moved away from that. And they're out and they've been doing it clear through 2020 and 2021. They didn't stop getting in front of their referral partners.
Mortgage coach for me.
Hey, Cindy,
Yes.
I interviewed Nicole Roth last week. And
I have not listened because I was on vacation, but it's in my to-dos this week. I hear it was amazing.
It was really special. She's up 4.6%. You know, she did 390 million last year. And I interviewed her a few weeks before. I'll actually put a link to that one. It was an 18-minute interview. And she's doing a lot of seller buy down videos. And like, she's doing a bomb video. She's doing a mortgage coach, video within that. I mean, she's doing the seller buy down like 10 different ways. Are you seeing that as one of the hottest topics? And, what are you seeing with your clients when it comes to teaching, training, and educating around that?
100%, because it's a new market. In fact, I was just on, what's Craig Sewing's American Dream. I was just on American Dream with a local realtor here in Manhattan Beach talking about the market. And we were talking about the products that are coming back into the market again, because it's cyclical, right? We're back in that cycle where 2-1 buy downs become critically important. I think that is one of the best products out there. And it's to sell that product to a borrower and to get people to understand it is a no-brainer. We did 3-1 buy downs, in my day, like we did all kinds of different creative financing when you get into that mode. But it's one of the things, that's the education part, right? To be able to provide a different tool that people can use to get into houses. I mean, I used to do all kinds of crazy stuff with buying down, getting the sellers to understand, maybe you don't drop your price, but maybe you do contribute now to closing costs again. I mean, the head just got turned on the market, so everything turns with it. And education becomes so key to that. So education, if you're not doing it, one of my clients yesterday just did an event with 30 realtors, brought in a local appraiser, had 3 clients in the last month bring a local appraiser. They got so much activity and so much great response from the realtor partners because people want to hear from what's going on in the local marketplace. So I know people get nervous. I have a whole training around just that on how to lead a mastermind, how to lead a lunch and learn. I just did a session a couple of weeks ago with 50 different ideas. So, it's one of the things that I try to create value for the people that I coach, giving you ideas as to what you can actually train on. I had Kim Mason on my call. She gave 5 different how-to guides on how she led her last 5 client events. So that's the benefit of coaching, is having some done for you content so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Networking groups, getting into like the BNIs or provisors, getting out into the world and finding other referral partners other than just realtors and financial planners, right? Lead generation, not so successful today, but so I wouldn't be first on my list to do. Event sponsorship. One of my clients just did a golf tournament for a whole bunch of realtors and got great traction there. Obviously, marketing your website, referral marketing, paid ads if you want to do that. I think one of the single best things you can do right now is target first-time home buyers. And I think this is a great time to target high-end rental properties for first-time home buyers, because we know there's a lot of first-time home buyers that can actually qualify for a loan that don't know they can. And that's one of the benefits too, Dave, of using a TCA and being able to educate people as to what they can do and showing them and educating them that there are much more low down payment options than they may be aware of. Newsletters, drip campaigns, realtor pop buys. I didn't actually do that in my business too often, but I'll tell you, one of my clients, when I asked him what he was doing, he funded 22 million last month. And he said they just did 50 realtor pop buys to all their top realtor partners and got massive traction around that. And it just got him back out in front of key people again. So I think that's a great idea, where you pop by with a little something of value for your referral partner. Doing co-branded marketing with your realtor partner, which you can do obviously with Mortgage Coach as well. Client appreciation events, virtual trainings. If you're too afraid to get out in front of people live, there's still Zoom. Do virtual trainings. They work great too. Jeremy is doing trainings. He's doing accountability calls with his realtor partners. He's running 2 groups every single week, has 6 realtors in each group. Each week they come to the party and share a goal for the week, and he helps hold them accountable. Great idea. Print ads, doing podcasts. In just a few minutes, I'm going to have Sue Meitner on my training, who launched her Grab the Keys podcast. She's getting great traction from her podcast, right? So many different ways to do this. I'm not going to work through these questions. They're going to be on the guide. This is just for you to fill out, but to think about what social media platforms you're using right now. How often do you actually post content? You know, where are you getting the most traction? Because we got to pay attention to that. We've got to not just post, but where are you getting the most traction? And what kind of posts are you creating that are getting that traction? Because that is your ticket that you need to do more of that kind of posting. So this is just giving you several different ideas as to some of the things that you can do in terms of content. And then what video marketing strategies are you using currently? And if you don't have a video marketing strategy, you need to have one. You know, we create a minimum of 2 videos a week. We're using short form videos. We get them out to all of our channels. So what video marketing strategy? Because if you don't have a strategy, you're probably not executing very effectively, right?
Hey, Cindy, what is, I mean, I know short form video, but is it 1 minute, 3 minutes, less than 5 minutes? What's your definition?
Yes, I do 1 minute videos. And so we do get into longer form videos as well. But we make a point after one of my training calls once a week. It's in the calendar. I posted a video 2 weeks ago on how I do my short videos because I wanted to show people how simple it was. And so I showed them my 1, 2, 3 process. It's on my personal Facebook page. And I just said, this is what we do. It was a picture of me doing my videos with my little bullets. I have 5 bullets that I put on a sheet. My assistant holds it up. She turns on my iPhone and we do a 1 minute video. So literally I knock out 2 videos in like 15 minutes.
So your definition is less than a minute. If anybody has a different definition, you know, because like for me, it's 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, but I would love to know, like, is there a scientific, I know when I interviewed Dave Ramsey, he said it was less than 90 seconds was short form, but what is the definition of a short form video? So I'd love to know from our community. If you've got an answer and some logic to support it, let us know. Keep it rocking.
Well, and that was my recommendation from Deborah Bird, just for the record. So she was.
Okay, so Deborah said it at the minute. It probably is right, but I want to just throw it out. Could it be 90 seconds? Could it be 3 minutes? Let me know.
Absolutely. It can be whatever. And it's just a matter of you can't post in all channels if you're over a minute. But that's the only thing is the channels have different guidelines. So I'd love to hear as well, like what kind of videos you're actually doing, right? And then what kind of emails you're doing to your database. You know, I just always want to share the single best response I ever got to an email to my database, literally said checking in the subject line. And I literally wrote 2 lines and it said something like, just checking in to see how you're doing with your house and your mortgage. Haven't connected with you in a while. Would love to catch up and hear what's going on in your life. You know, get in touch as soon as you have a minute. I would love to touch base with you. That's all it said. And I remember having 59 phone calls from that simple email, the best email I ever sent. And it didn't have any content. It was just checking in to see how you're doing on your home and your mortgage.
Hey, one little strategic push to everybody. Often we'll do an email like that. It's just a total home run. You'll never do it again. Like you probably can't do that every month and have it work, but you know what? You could probably do that every year and it would still work and be the best producing email. So just to remember, guys, go back, look at what's worked best for you over the past 3 years and go and do a repeat. Go do a sequel. You know, there's a reason why Hollywood does sequels. They make money.
Exactly.
You know, so do some sequels with your marketing. Keep it going, Cindy.
And then what type of education or workshops you're doing. And if you're not, you got to just do it. I'm telling you, it's just worth its weight in gold. Don't get caught up as to whether 10 people come or 20 people come. I did lunch and learns, you know, minimum of quarterly. And yeah, one time 3 people showed up, but we had an amazing connection together with those 3 people. So I just say you got to do it and it'll grow over time. And then are you doing community events? Are you involved in sponsoring other things? Are you getting out into the world? You know, there's always the ability to do events locally with the Chamber of Commerce. I did that consistently. And then what are you doing to drive buyers and referral partners to your website? Are you including referral marketing in your strategy? You know, what tools are you using to support your own lead generation and are using direct mail in your marketing campaigns. And then this is just at the end, I'm going to have you just get real clear about what are 5 things you can do right now to take it up a notch in terms of creating your marketing calendar. I'm going to get into the calendar and just show you what ours look like. But I just to think about, you can do 5 new things that are simple to take your marketing efforts to the next level of success. And when I am working with clients, we get them to commit to this because it's not hard. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it can have massive results on your business by being intentional as to how you're marketing your business. So this is just a simple example, very, very, very simple of what I did. I just wanted to give you an example. Mine was much more detailed than this, but when I built my marketing calendar every December for the following year, all I did was go into, I would do it on a Word doc and put January, February, March, April, May, and then I would start building it out. So I knew I was going to do 4 client events or lunch and learns every single year without question. We did a minimum of 4. Sometimes we did more. But again, we mapped that out. So we would pick our date. We didn't overthink it. We would go to March and go, okay, we're going to do our event in March. We're going to do a lunch and learn. We'd pick a date. We liked doing it. We had realtor meetings on Wednesday, so we would do it on a Tuesday or a Thursday. We did ours at lunchtime. Typically, we would bring in lunch. We would do them from 12:30 to 2. That was kind of what we felt was the sweet spot. Or we would do like an after hours. We did wine and learns. We did taco and tequila night. We did all kinds of things. We did all kinds of masterminds. I did a great event. We served wine and appetizers. I brought in my financial planner that we probably had 50 realtors for that one. We had a great turnout typically. But what we would do is I would put that lunch and learn in for March. We would map it out 4 times. Then in the February calendar, we would back it up 30 days and go, okay, February, 30 days before the event, we need to send out an email, save the date. 30 days before that, so in January, we would pick our title and we would pick our content. What are we going to speak to in March? Are we going to bring in a speaker? I mean, we brought in everything from appraisers to financial planners to marketing consultants. We let a lot of them. We would always do the intro. We would always give a market update. And the many times we would bring in a speaker to add additional value. But in January, we would pick the title. And Dave, you and I were just talking about this, right? We do put a lot of time and energy into titles because titles, I always tell my team, no, that's not a sexy enough title. The titles are important because that's how they're going to make their decision if they're going to show up. So in the title should be clear as to a benefit of what they're going to learn. Right? Make it something that a realtor partner, if you're inviting realtors or if you're inviting clients, you're inviting a first-time home buyer, what is in the title that's going to make them say, I need to go to that? So spend some time on your titles. So that was, I'd always we hash out titles and I'll get my whole team working on titles. So again, we would map it out ahead of time. So we knew that if it was on the calendar on January that we had to do our meeting to sit down for 30 minutes and come up with our title and our content. My assistant would take this calendar and put it into my physical calendar that she managed, and it held us accountable to the deliverables. On the 1st, I sent an email to my past client database 100% of the time for my entire career. Never faltered on that, ever, ever, ever. The first Monday of the month, I sent an email to my entire past client database that I physically wrote, short and sweet, nothing fancy. I also wrote an email on the 1st and the 15th to all of my realtor partners. I had 100 realtors in my database. I also had a business contact database. So I would send them a tweaked email version of that twice a month as well. And then I had a friends and family database. Do not forget your friends and family. Like it was my Christmas card list, but I lost one loan. My sister-in-law did a refi with Bank of America. She didn't know I did refinances. So after that, I marketed to my family and all my friends after that, because we can't assume that they know what we do, right? So anything that we were going to do in terms of marketing, if we were going to do ads in local papers, which we actually did for many years, we got traction because we had a great local real estate paper that we marketed in monthly. That would go into our calendar. So everything soup to nuts. When we were going to do our hard mail marketing, we did the same thing. We go, okay, it's going out in March. We got to decide on what that's going to, we've got to get it to our marketing department to bless and create the card by February, because we knew it was going to take a month to get the card in, get it created, and get it blessed by compliance to get it out and delivered by March 15th. And then in January, 30 days before, we'd go into our calendar that we were going to map out our content. And I did all kinds of things. And Dave, I'll post a couple of them. I'll send them to you to post a couple of different ideas for cards. But we would do something around products and programs. And then we would do something about human interest. I remember taking info off the American Red Cross site and using it for a postcard saying, we don't care just about your mortgage. We care about your family and your safety too. Because I wanted to put something in the cards that people would keep the cards, right? You wanted to make it valuable so they wouldn't want to throw the card away. So that'll give you.
Real quick, guys, something I wanted you to get before we ran by it. It's her number one thing every month, her entire career. She put love into her database. So I just want to remind you guys, if you make your database your number one priority, you will have better partnerships with referral partners. You will close more loans. Yes, this recording will be in our YouTube channel like they always are. And I'm sure Cindy is going to tell you where to get this book. And we'll make sure that if you're watching this recording, there'll be a link down below. So Cindy, we got 8 more minutes. Keep it rocking.
So this is just a copy of a blank calendar. Look, this is a fillable calendar. I'll give you a code to get it if you want to get it personally. But the reality is you can also just do this on a Word doc and make it simple. I just think that, I'm a visual learner. So if someone shows me how something is done, it's easier for me. And then I just want to mention too, for any of you that might be interested in coaching, and look, coaching, you can look at one of 2 ways. I can tell you all my clients that are in my Mortgage Mastermind Elite, my Millionaire Mortgage Club right now would tell you that coaching is worth its weight in gold, because when we get into the challenging markets, what do we need to do? We need to improve our skill. You need to have mortgage coach. You need to take it up a notch. You need to invest in yourself, because the time you need coaching is when the market is the toughest, because you need new ideas. You need new strategies. You need support to make bigger, bolder, and different choices. For some, it may be creating a team that you don't have. For some, you may have the wrong team and you've got to redefine your team. You may need someone on your team that you don't know you even need, so you can focus on the right activities. I work very hard to get my clients focused on income and relational activities and out of their files day to day, and improving the quality of their life, because I raised 3 children. I was a $200 million a year originator. I had a great team. I managed a branch with 32 LOs. I built a region with my partner from 1 to 20 branches. I know what it's like to be a successful, busy originator that wanted to be a great mom. And I had to do that with systems, with processes. I have had a coach my entire career. I paid more for my coach this year than I've ever paid in the history of my career. So I put my money where my mouth is, that I need coaching too. But it's one of my favorite things in the world, is to pour into other people and have them get clear on how they can take their business to the next level by getting clear on what your core organic strengths are, and helping you, really shine a brighter light on your strengths and tapping into that. Here's a scan me code. You can throw your phone up and Dave will get you this as well. But if you want this entire document, feel free. I'd love to have you get it. And we decided this is a much more effective way to do it, because the last time I think we posted it fell off the link or something. So feel free. I'd love to give you this document if you are so inclined. And I just want to say that I, like Dave, am just passionate about helping people succeed, because I was able to be successful even in the hard markets. And I had to switch how I was doing my business. I had to get much more intentional about how I was spending my day. And I'm seeing people be super successful in a challenging market. And I know, Dave, we are both very committed to help people do that. And I honor what you do in such a big way. And I watch your videos constantly. There's so much amazing education. So I want to thank you too. It's just such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Cindy. And there was so much gold in this, guys. This will be available on the YouTube channel. I recommend branch managers. This is something that you should watch. You should study. You should pick which part of this you want to make a meeting around, and making sure that your loan officers, they're planned. Like when we get stressed out, volume is down. It is stressful, but you know what? There are loan officers that are not down. And there's a lot of loan officers that aren't down as much as others. So you got to study them. you got a plan, you need to document what are you going to do for the rest of this year, every month. Like this, there's no excuse. Cindy is giving you this document. She's giving you marketing made simple from an incredible coach. So I hope you guys will make the most of this. I can personally endorse Cindy as one of the industry's best coaches. If you connect with her energy and you feel like, you know what, I want to be in her tribe. You know, I want to make her a mentor coach. You know, you can't do better. But I always tell people when it comes to coaches, find a few people that, you know, you're vibing with, you feel that they can make you successful. Most importantly, make sure you're ready to be coached, because often if you're not ready to submit to a coach, you can have the best coach in the world, but are you really going to be better? But if you are, reach out to Cindy. Like, she's awesome, she's amazing, and please take advantage of the free gift and the free value that she gave us today. Cindy,
You guys all.
wait, one question, because I really want to know the answer. If there was one book that you think you got the most value from, and it's a book that's just you got value from, what's that one book?
Well, the book that I give all my clients is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, because he was one of my mentors. I've been mentored by Jack. He is a very, very close friend today. He wrote all the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. The Success Principles is 64 success principles and I have an interview. If you go to my YouTube channel, there is an interview that I did this year with Jack Canfield on his primary success principles that a lot of my clients got a lot, you know, of value from. So I would say The Success Principles is my #1 go-to book.
Go check it out, guys. We'll put a link down below so you can see it on Cindy's YouTube channel. If you got value from Cindy, like her YouTube channel, like her on social media, connect with her. The best way you can say thank you to someone like Cindy, who's trying to change the world, is engage with her on social media. Cindy Ertman, you're the bomb.
Thank you, Dave. I so appreciate it. And any of you want to contact us, just email us at info@cindyertman.com. I'd love to connect with you. Thank you, Dave, for the opportunity. So great to be with you all. Have a great day.
Take care, everybody. And remember, like the Mortgage Coach channel too. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, and this is a wrap. Take care, everybody.
Thanks all. Bye.